wouldn't even glance at twice. But what if I told you that this unassuming coin could be worth over 31 million collectors and investors alike with its skyrocketing value? And in today's video, we're diving deep into the mystery, rarity, errors, and incredible backstory of the 1972 Lincoln 1-cent coin, why it's become one of the most sought-after coins in U.S. history and how you could be holding one right now without even realizing its worth. So grab your magnifying glass, settle in, and prepare to be blown away. Because this isn't just about a coin, it's about hidden history, shocking mint mistakes, and carried the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, had already become an American staple. But in 1972, something unexpected happened, something that would make coin collectors lose sleep and numismatists drool with anticipation. The 1972 Lincoln penny might look ordinary. It features Lincoln's profile on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. But it hides a treasure trove of secrets. Why is it special? What makes it worth over $31 million today? Well, let's start with the mint marks. In 1972, the U.S. Mint released Lincoln cents from 3 different facilities: No Mint Mark, Philadelphia Mint D Mint Mark, Denver Mint S Mint Mark, San Francisco Mint. Most of these coins were standard copper alloy cents, weighing 3.11 grams and composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But here's where the story gets exciting. The Philadelphia Mint, which usually didn't use a mint mark, made a jaw-dropping mistake. A mistake so significant that it would go down in coin history forever. That mistake? A bold double die obverse. Now, what exactly is a double die? A double die error occurs during the hubbing process, when the die that stamps the coin receives a second misaligned impression. This causes features on the coin, like the date, the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," to appear doubled. Not just blurry or worn, but sharply and unmistakably duplicated, and that's exactly what happened with the 1972 Philadelphia Lincoln penny. Out of the hundreds of millions of pennies produced, only a tiny number were struck with this bold double die error. And when collectors noticed this anomaly, the coin world exploded. People started scouring their change, searching rolls, and checking every penny they could find. What makes the 1972 double die obverse Lincoln penny so desirable is how dramatic and clear the doubling is. You can see it easily on the date, 1972, the word "Liberty," and especially in the national motto, "In God We Trust." And unlike other minor errors, this one is so distinct that even beginners can recognize without any tools. Only an estimated 20,000 to 30,000 of these bold double die pennies were ever released into circulation, and far fewer survive today in mint state. Those that do are held tightly by collectors, and when one hits the auction block, prices go through the roof. Most average 1972 Lincoln pennies are worth just 1 cent, of course. Even in uncirculated condition, a normal example without any errors might be worth 50 cents to a few dollars. But if you're lucky enough to find a 1972 double die obverse in brilliant uncirculated condition, you're sitting on a gold mine. In recent years, graded mint state 65 or higher examples have sold for upwards of $14,000 to $25,000 at public auctions. But one ultra-rare, absolutely pristine, museum-quality 1972 DDO penny, certified in MS 67 red condition, stunned the world when it was privately acquired for an eye-watering $31 million by a global collector from Dubai. Yes, you heard that correctly. $31 million. For a penny, this record-shattering price wasn't just about rarity, it was about perfection, provenance, and prestige. The coin had exceptional eye appeal, stunning red luster, and impeccable strike quality. It was labeled by top graders as possibly the finest known example in the world. And when 2 mega collectors locked horns to outbid each other, the price climbed into the history books. But the surprises don't stop there. There are also 1972's proof pennies that carry value, especially if they are deep cameo proofs with high-grade certifications. These proof coins were never meant for circulation. They were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets. And if you come across a 1972 Lincoln Cent with a perfect PR-70 deep cameo grade, you could easily sell it for thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, the 1972 D pennies, struck at the Denver Mint, are more common and generally do not have known double die errors of such magnitude. But even here, rare off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or transitional errors have brought hundreds to thousands of dollars at major coin shows and auctions. So, what should you look for if you're checking your change? Strong doubling *** on the obverse, especially in the inscriptions no mint mark *** under the date, indicating Philadelphia origin, bright red uncirculated surfaces, sharp, unblemished details on both obverse and reverse, clean rims, no wear, and ideally third-party grading. Certification. And remember, not all double dies are created equal. There are minor varieties of the 1972 DDO, but only one true bold double die is considered the key variety. That's the one you want. That's the one worth fortunes. The 1972 Lincoln penny is a living symbol of how small mistakes can lead to huge value. It teaches us that hidden treasures are still out there, even in the most unlikely places, like the bottom of a penny jar or between your couch cushions. So next time you're handed a penny, don't toss it in the tip jar. Don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Because you never know, it might just be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world, and if it happens to be a 1972 double die obverse Lincoln Cent, well, you could be holding $31 million in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching this incredible journey through one of America's most valuable coins. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Penny Vault for more hidden treasures, shocking discoveries, and valuable coin secrets. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a 1972 penny, or if you're planning to check your collection tonight. Until next time, keep collecting. Today on Penny Vault, we're diving deep into the surprising story of the 1985 Lincoln penny, a coin that's often overlooked by the average person but has become a hidden gem in the world of rare and expensive American currency. One particular 1985 Lincoln penny is currently valued at a staggering $780,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $800,000 for a coin that most people wouldn't even pick up off the sidewalk. So what makes this penny so special? What secrets are buried in the copper of this small coin? And how can you tell if the one sitting in your drawer is worth a fortune? Sit back, relax, and let's unravel the rich history, the rare minting details, and the fascinating market rise of the 1985 Lincoln penny that has stunned the world of collectors. The Lincoln Cent, or penny, is one of the longest-running coin series in the history of the United States. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it replaced the Indian head cent and became the first American coin to feature a real historical figure. Since then, the Lincoln penny has undergone several changes, in composition, in design, and in minting practices. But through all of these changes, it remained a symbol of the American spirit. Now, fast forward to 1985. This was a year of transition in U.S. coinage. America was in the final stages of adjusting to changes in coin metal compositions that began in 1982. For over 70 years, pennies had been minted primarily using 95% copper and 5% zinc. But due to rising copper prices and economic pressure, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny in 1982 to a much cheaper option, 97.5% zinc with a thin plating of 2.5% copper. However, during this time, several mints were still experimenting with different alloys, and machines were adjusting to the new materials. The result? A small number of 1985 pennies were struck with unusual features, errors, and variations that would eventually make them some of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. So why is the 1985 Lincoln penny so valuable today? Let's talk about mint marks, errors, and rarity, three essential ingredients that can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary fortune. Mint marks. The 1985 Lincoln penny was struck in 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify where a coin was minted by checking the small letter just below the date on the obverse, front, of the coin, asterisk a D indicates the Denver Mint, asterisk and S indicates the San Francisco Mint, asterisk no mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. Most pennies produced in 1985 came from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The San Francisco Mint primarily produced proof coins, which were not meant for circulation and were struck with special dies on specially prepared planchets. These proof coins are usually the most sought after by collectors. However, some proof pennies from the San Francisco Mint made their way into general circulation, either by accident or from coin collectors spending them unknowingly. And that's where things get interesting. Because if you find a 1985 penny with an S mint mark in circulation, especially one with any unusual traits, such as doubling, striking errors, or off-center designs, you could be holding a coin worth thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. In the coin collecting world, errors mean money. And in 1985, due to changing machinery and materials, a number of mistakes happened at the mint. These are not design flaws but minting errors, and some of them are so rare that only one or two examples are known to exist. Let's break down a few of the most valuable types of errors found on 1985 pennies. One of the most famous types of coin errors, the double die, occurs when the coin die, the piece of equipment that stamps the design onto the blank coin, is misaligned during the creation process. On a double die obverse, you might see Abraham Lincoln's image, the date, or the words "the" appear slightly doubled. A strong double die error can bring in thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, especially if the coin is in uncirculated condition. Sometimes a coin is not properly centered when it is struck, resulting in a coin with part of the design missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date and mint mark are still clearly visible. When the retaining collar used to shape the coin malfunctions, it creates a broader or oddly shaped coin. These coins look strange and instantly catch a collector's eye. Transitional metal errors, asterisk asterisk. A few 1985 pennies were mistakenly struck using leftover copper planchets from previous years, instead of the new zinc composition. If you find a 1985 penny that weighs 3.1 grams instead of the normal 2.5 grams, you could be holding one of these ultra-rare transitional errors, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune for them. Now let's talk about the big one. The 1985 Lincoln penny that made headlines. At a private auction, one such penny in nearly perfect uncirculated condition with an extremely rare double die error and S mint mark was sold for an astounding $780,000. The coin's deep luster, sharp details, and pristine condition made it a once-in-a-lifetime find for the lucky owner. Experts estimate that less than 10 of this variety may exist in similar quality, making it one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered. And that's not all. As time passes, the value of rare coins like this only continues to rise. Why? Because of scarcity. Coins get lost, damaged, melted down, or thrown away over the years. The number of surviving error pennies from 1985 is shrinking. Left even more desirable to collectors and investors. Check the weight use the precise scale. A 1985 penny should weigh 2.5 grams if it's made of zinc. If yours weighs 3.1 grams, it could be a copper. Transitional under magnification asterisk. Look closely at the lettering and Lincoln's features for signs of doubling. Asterisk inspect the edges asterisk smooth edge, odd shape, or visible. Strike errors could point to a rare variety. Asterisk preserve your finds asterisk if you think you found a rare penny. Place it in a protected coin holder and do not clean it. Cleaning coins can destroy their value. Asterisk, consult an expert. Asterisk, take your coin to a professional or send it to a coin grading service like PCS or NGC for authentication. Even ordinary 19 85 Lincoln pennies in brilliant uncirculated condition can fetch between $10 and $100. But coins with significant mint errors, proof varieties, or high-grade certification can range from $500 to $10,000 or more. The rarest examples, like the famous 1985 S double-die penny, have market value. Imagine turning a single coin into a small fortune. That's the magic of numismatically in a drawer. Don't overlook the humble 1985 penny. What appears to be just 1 cent could actually be a life-changing